Hey guys, welcome back to another Division 2 video, and I'm here on the PTS again, testing the second item that caught my interest for the upcoming new season, and that is the new exotic shotgun called the Sheriff. It's the exotic that will drop in next season's climax mission, assuming there's no oopsies, but it's a shotgun that has plus 100% accuracy and no damage drop-off. And I thought it was going to maybe double the effective range of a shotgun to maybe 20 meters or so, but this thing can just absolutely beam enemies at 25 to 35 meters and still hit pretty decent pellets at 50 plus meters. It's pretty crazy. So with that, let's take a look. Alright, so here's a quick look at the new shotgun. It's an exotic Super 90. And the first thing you might notice is that the optimal range on this is 100. And to put that into perspective, all of the snipers in the game have an optimal range of about 50 to 60, I think. So this is pretty nuts. And then the one that I have on here, I have 20 expertise in here. I put it at 20 because in the live version of the game, I generally put my weapons at 15 to 20. And then if I end up really liking them, I'll put them up to 25 or 30. So I just put this at 20. So this has an extra 10 expertise of headroom in everything you see. So this one has shotgun damage, damage to armor, and then damage to targets out of cover. Then if we look down here, you can see my reload speed is 3.72 seconds, which is kind of slow. So if enemies do get in close to you and you dump your whole shotgun, it can get a little hectic if you have to reload from empty. Then it has the talent called Authentico. This gives plus 35% weapon damage, plus 100% accuracy, no damage drop off, and then these bonuses are built into the weapon's base stats. So that's the shotgun, and this is the build I was testing it with. So I was just using a striker build because it's easy to use and easy to put together, and obviously pretty dang strong. And this was more about just kind of getting a feel for the shotgun and seeing what it can do. So this is 4 pieces of striker, Cheska chest with obliterate, coyote mask, and then I have the shotgun of course, and then I have a Lexington with killer as my secondary. Then for the stats, I was running with 42% crit chance and 129% crit damage. I went a little lower on the crit chance because with my just little bit of playing a few retaliations and some control points, it has pretty effective range, but it is slow. And that's mainly because of the reload speed. So what I was trying to do was engage with them as far away as possible because they would just eventually work their way in really close to me. So I was doing my best to try and keep them at least 15 meters from me, so this would be 52 with coyotes, but ideally at least 25 so that it would be capped at 60. Alright, so now I'll show you what this can do in the firing range. So for this, I swapped out my Lexington with the rock and roll just so I can build some stacks faster. So here's the shotgun. You can see the reticle shrinks after about 1 second of ADSing. So you have to wait for it to shrink to get the optimal range. So let me build up the striker stacks really quick. And then this target's at 25 meters. And I accidentally shot 1 extra shot, but I took out that named enemy in 4 shots at 25 meters with a shotgun. Let's clean this guy up. Let's go 35 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 shots at 35 meters. Okay, let's go 50 meters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 shots to kill a named enemy at 50 meters with a shotgun. That is absolutely ridiculous. So just to put that in perspective, here's another shotgun. I know it's not the same one, but 2 pellets, 3 pellets, 4 pellets. So with the regular shotgun at that range, I was lucky to even hit it with a pellet, let alone kill it. So now that you've seen the range of this shotgun just standing still, let me show you a couple other things. So you can see if I move around, the reticle stays really big. So if we go 25 meters and I'm trying to move around, you can still hit okay. Be a slightly better demonstration if I didn't miss as much. But your optimal range is not very good while you're moving. And then when you're behind cover, your optimal range is also not nearly as good. So I can still take them out at 25 meters. Let's try 35. And now you can see I'm not hitting hardly anything at all at 35 meters. So that's behind cover, and then we stand up. And now we're back to some pretty ridiculous range. So since you can't really use this behind cover, that's kind of why I put 3 blue cords here, because you kind of have to stand out in the open for this to work. So I don't know if it was intended to be like that. I think if you could use this behind cover, it would make it easier to use with a lot of other builds. But if this is the way it was intended, I think that's also not so bad, because not only do you have to be standing up, you kind of have to not really be moving. So what that actually does is it makes you have to kind of play a little bit smarter. You have to kind of be more aware of where all the enemies are, and you have to be aware of your positioning more and know what your angles are. So if they leave it like this, I wouldn't be mad, but I think a lot less people are going to use it if you can't use it behind cover. And then one last comment I have, just based on my initial testing, is that I think it just needs to be faster. Like, I think it needs to incorporate some sort of reload buff. And I know you could do a couple things like using the Centurion Scabbard to get the reload swap thing, but I don't like swapping weapons with this kind of build, so I didn't test that. But doing retaliations at least, it just feels super slow compared to just about anything else. So I'll show you some gameplay of the retaliation I did, and I tried my best not to use my Lexington, but there were some situations where I just couldn't help but use it. And if you watch the second kill squad, I got downed basically because they pushed up on me so fast while I was reloading, and they surrounded me. So I think something to make it a little bit more shooting, a little less reloading would make it feel a lot better. But anyway, that was my initial thoughts on the new shotgun. Overall, I think it's actually pretty fun. It's a lot different to kind of snipe with a shotgun, basically. But anyway, what are your guys' thoughts on the new exotic shotgun coming next season? And what builds are you planning on trying it with? Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Hostile detected.
Kill squad incoming. Hostile kill squad nearby. Stay alert.
Taken care of. Firing RPG.
My armor's shredded!
Serious trauma detected. Agent down.
Firing RPG.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Fire.
I'm not wasting ammo on that.
Kill squad eliminated.